Mm-hmm. 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 Woo, welcome
Let's
back,
go.
traders. How are we doing? I
I like
lost
a
my voice in the last couple of days, but I'm here for you every single day, or at least I try to be. God bless each and every single one of you guys. We're going to be going over IWM, GameStop, AMC, all the like. And I wanted to start with IWM because you did something so pivotal that we talked about in our last video, is you actually broke down from this trend line and potentially from this triangular formation, right? And what you did today, right? You saw a beautiful, beautiful close with a beautiful volume bar. Some of the highest volume you've seen in probably since late January, right? But what you did was you closed right below the 50-day EMA. That is huge for potential rejection here, unless you're able to bust back into this trend, as the candle itself was a very, very good candle close with good volume. The only problem is you literally closed right below your uptrend and right below your 50-day EMA. Before we continue, slap the subscribe button, guys. We are on the road to 2K, and quite frankly, I'm going to be sticking around. So slap the freaking button, y'all. The thing that I think is most likely for IWM, right? What do I think is most likely here? You are most likely going to find a little bit of rejection down here, and in doing so, fill the gap at 249.09. Now, if that happens, right, the best case scenario is that AMC and GameStop chop, right? That is the best case scenario. But if that does not happen, right, maybe you get a little double bottom formation here, which is also very possible on IWM, right? Bottom one, bottom two, and I haven't checked yet, but I kind of want to check to see what is the RSI looking like on IWM, because that might be able to tell us a little bit more about the story that is being played onto the chart. I haven't taken a peek at all, peeky weeky. I haven't taken a peek whatsoever. But that's kind of bullish. Hey, that's kind of bullish. All right, so just so I can give you guys some perspective of why I am excited, you have a touch of bullish divergence, right? Lower low on the price chart, but you have a higher low on the RSI, guys. So that is tactical hidden, or not hidden, blatant bullish divergence. And what's exciting about that is your candle close and your candle volume were very, very bullish today. So if you are able to find a bounce and fake out whoever's playing this symmetrical triangle here, you can absolutely cook shorts back within this channel here. Now that is a beautiful thing because you do have a gap fill sitting here right around 269.42, which would cement another all-time high on IWM. The more I look at it, the more I think that may be the case, ladies and gentlemen. So you still are waiting for a daily MACD cross up green. Looks like it's beginning to expand a little bit to the downside, so that is something to watch. Fear and greed index, you're currently sitting at 32 fear on the stock market and 10 on crypto, coming up just a little bit, just a tidbit. But the fear is in the air with the broader markets selling off a little bit. I mean, you have so much happening with war and monetary policy. Trump was just talking about passing the crypto legislation bill before China does something, right? But most of all, what we're here to talk about is GameStop, is AMC. What are the setups going in to a potential, right, IWM all-time high, baby? Because you've gotten multiple all-time highs. The rodeo is beginning, and you're starting to see risk on assets pick up steam here. So what we're watching for is, when will the meme stocks, as they're coined or phrased, also pick up the steam? And you're seeing some very promising things on the macro chart, right? You're seeing this rocket up here in no correlation, but I did a little bit more due diligence last night, and I was just thinking to myself, what does the macro picture look like, right? And trying to find a formation back in where it all started, you can very clearly see a pretty monstrous trend line. And whether or not this holds, we will find out within the next month or two, right? based off of the reaction here, you could trade sideways or flat and you're going to break it. But if you don't, guys, and you confirm this, you've seen monster rips off of this trend line, right? You held right above it here, rejected, failed to get back above, back in 2020 before the squeeze, right? You get above it, confirm it as support, and that acted as a launch pad towards a 1,625% candle, right? You double bottomed on it back here, created bullish divergence, and then launch padded, and the wick is so long on this candle, it does not do due diligence, 510%, right? And now you are in the situation in which you've broken out, right, of your falling wedge on the macro. This is something that was so important to our thesis. You've broken out of this wedge. And now what you are seeing is a very tight consolidation between the key uptrend that you have been in since the last 2 years of July, right? This bullish channel that you broke down from into the wedge and then failed to get back above. Now you're between that uptrend, right? The uptrend from 2020 and the falling wedge in this mini triangle, right? Price is stuck right now. And you're seeing that reflected in the volatility itself, guys. You can feel how boring GameStop is right now. But I will promise you, in my opinion, it is not going to be boring forever. And you will see, come this freaking breakout, guys, genuinely so excited to see what the future holds for GME, because you got people like Ryan Cohen, Michael Burry, Roy and Kitty, right? You have the roster loaded. And most of the people just doing it for the love of the game, right? I mean, Roy and Kitty, love of the game. Michael Burry, love of the game. Ryan Cohen has financial incentive, but he is just getting paid based off of the shares increasing in value. You couldn't write it any better. So on the daily time frame for GME, you have a potential golden cross on the way. If you're able to hold strong on these levels like you have been the last couple weeks, right? And the longer you can consolidate on this, the more bullish I begin to get, right? You look at the horizontal resistance here, and although you failed to hold the horizontal resistance sitting right around $24, you are still in a very good spot, right? You look at where you are, you've still broken this trend line. You're still tapping and holding the 200-day EMA, which is the most bullish thing that you could do in this circumstance. And you are literally grinding the freaking door handle, right? You are shaving it down. You're welding it. You are trying to get through and puncture this hole so that you can make another higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, or higher low, right? And then our inevitable, in my opinion, not financial advice, higher high, right around that $28 gap fill, guys. That is what we're watching for here on GameStop, is that 28.42 level gap fill, and the golden cross to come along with it. That is substantial because the last time you saw a golden cross in the daily was back here in May of 2024 before you absolutely turned around and burned, guys. So I am excited. I am genuinely excited to see what can happen on this chart, as it looks freaking phenomenal. It looks juicy, even with the broader market taking a breather and a reversal with this war. You've seen GameStop still hold strong. You've seen the warrants still hold strong. So this is genuinely bullish, guys. And the most exciting thing I have not even covered yet, which is the monthly RSI band. The monthly RSI band is about to be crossed in the most beautiful way, right? I mean, just take a step back with me and look at the past price action. And I will try to do my best here, right? I will put a vertical line. This is the last monthly candle before you crossed the vertical or the RSI band on the monthly time frame. Look at your next month price action. That was your 510% candle, right? look at the last time you were crossing it, or at least bullish, right? That was back in this pennant. And then look at the time prior, right? Now you can't make this kind of price action up. These signs in the market are macro signs of reversal, guys. And they come around once in a blue moon when they cross like this. I mean, yes, you had it cross here and you saw 28 and a 7% rally. That's not nothing, right? You saw it tease you here, reject, and come back down. If you are able to substantially, right, confirm a bounce off the 50 line in the RSI, guys, and break this RSI band, it is possible, right? For the first time since 2021, you rally into the 70 line, or what we call the bull zone on the RSI, guys. And in case you guys are wondering, these kinds of candles happen in the bull zone, right? That is what we are waiting for. We want confirmation that this trend line is broken. And when that happens, you will know. You will know. It'll be acquisition. It'll be Michael Burry. It'll be Roaring Kitty, right? Whatever the news is, because news always comes. But I could not be more excited and genuinely more grateful for what we're doing right now. We are on the precipice of seeing this thing break out in a meaningful way, and it is because of the community that we have built here that I believe people will win, right? Retail traders will win, and that's all I can ask for. I want you guys to make money. We'll cover NEO in a little bit, but I wanted to go over AMC as well, because I want to give you guys a ticker symbol update on AMI. As I type in AMI, I'm so funny. You made another all-time low today, sitting at right around $1.10, right? $1.10. You rejected the 9-day EMA, which is your bane of your existence, right? You need to see a push above and thrust above the 9-day EMA in order to confirm your bottom and to get a little momentum rally into the 50-day EMA, currently sitting at 148. So you close with a red doji. That's not your worst case scenario, right? You could have closed with a shooting star candle or an inverted hammer stick candle, right? But you didn't. Doji is often a sign of hesitation from the bears and a sign that the buying or selling powder is drying up, right? On our move up here, we had a doji and then rejection. On a move down, we're now seeing a doji and potentially, right, if the volume steps in here, a bullish impulse move. So that is what I'm hoping for, because I cannot imagine this thing goes down much further, in my opinion, right? You have the weekly MACD beginning to curl up and the weekly volume, guys. This is one of the most beautiful stories that we have seen since back here, right? And I'll outline it for you guys. Look at this volume exhaustion. Look at the trend, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 5 weekly candles in a row of exhausted volume going down as the price capitulates, right? You're seeing a very, very similar story. Bullish green bar in volume, which is a good sign. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 now bars of straight down. And so now this is the territory where I am looking to see a bullish reaction, right? A weekly candle that finishes above and gets at least a green doji. And then hopefully begin to tick this green on the weekly MACD, as it would be the first time you would see that since back here in May, right? Or potentially, this was kind of a fake out, right? Minor rally. But you're still seeing pretty significant moves from these crosses, right? 61%. This one was minor, but still a 20% move. And then this just all out of whack, right? Couldn't explain to you why. But that is our current situation on AMC. Still within this channel, right? Trading lower. On the macro, We covered this in our last video, and I was genuinely excited to see a lot of the different communication, comments, debates in the comment section, because that is how we learn, guys. I am here for you guys. I want to help you guys. And genuinely, I want to spark the debate again in AMC, because this stock has one of the better communities, one of the best communities in the market when it is insightful, encouraging, right? And wanting others to learn more. And I think at the current levels that AMC is at, right? We're not talking back here because this was overvalued. We're talking down here because this is currently the value of $1.13 for the largest movie theater chain in the world, right? And so I think you have to self-reflect and ask yourself, is this thing going to go bankrupt? I don't think so. Right? And you see on the chart, this is a falling wedge formation, right? Low, low, high, 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 and so many taps along here, low, high, and then potentially, right, you're going for your bottoming formation of $1 to 99 to 98 cents, wherever you tap along here, right? You could trade all the way in to March 2027, and I would still be optimistic. Right? As long as you respected these lines, volume began to capitulate, and then boom, right? All it takes is one fundamental catalyst to annihilate a short thesis. And in my opinion for AMC, it is going to be restructuring of debt. So on the weekly RSI, guys, I've been watching this for quite some time. This is the lowest you've been on AME for quite some time. Right. I know I keep saying for quite some time, but you do not see this often at all, right? First time in, what is that? 2,177 days. That is the first time you've been this oversold on the weekly. And I ask myself, is it justified, right? Are the shares undervalued at this current price juncture? And I think when you look at the history of the rally that has ensued, right? You look here, even though it looks so sad, you rallied 72%, right? Even though this one was short-lived, you rallied in 84 days, 286%. And if you take the full stretch of the move, we all know what happens, right? And for me, I ask myself, what is next for AMC theaters? And I know a lot of you are asking the exact same question. And for me, I do truly believe that the worst is over and that the best is yet to be written. And so for me, as an investor, you invest what you are willing to lose. Now, that's not financial advice, but truthfully, right, now more than ever, you invest more what you are willing to lose completely and utterly. And I want nothing more but for everyone in this play, in this stock, to win and for the movie theaters to stay alive. So I will continue to cover AMC. And I promised one more gentleman, only in paradise, that we would cover the GME warrants, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to text someone back real quick. Let's see. All right, we're back, baby. Let's go. All right. GME warrants have been holding up so strong, genuinely so strong. I'm shocked by the steady price action above the 9-day EMA on the freaking daily. Now you can see you just closed on top of it. In fact, you're riding this thing like a freaking worm, guys. You are absolutely riding the 9-day EMA right now. And your failure to hold, right? This was our thesis in our last video, that your failure to hold this, if you bump your head against this resistance, if you fail to hold, it's likely you're coming down to these levels within this broader structure, right? And that brings you right around 360 or potentially to this trend line at 356. That would not be the worst case scenario, guys. That would be a very, very healthy pullback in the broader scheme of things and give you an opportunity to accumulate along this uptrend, right? You look at where the 200-day EMA is, not far from it, my friends, at 339. And when you look at the reactive moves that you have seen so far off of this uptrend, 76%, right? 57%. And although the moves are getting less and less and less, there's a very good opportunity here that you see a 40 to 38% rally into the upper part of this rising wedge formation that we covered on the warrants once upon a time. And if you are able to break above that, guys, the sky's the limit, right? Because this ticker is new. Price discovery is very, very, very possible. If you break above this trend line, right, then you're going into 5 into the all-time high, which would be right around 6. Break 6, guys, and you're off on the races, right? The sky would truthfully be the limit up here. So that's what we're watching for on the daily for the warrants. On the weekly, not much, right? You're still seeing your third green week in a row and your freaking volume exhaustion, right? Look at this volume exhaustion into the pump. Right? Same thing right now. You're seeing very cyclical waves in price action, and it's kind of beautiful, to be honest with you. Volume exhaustion, potentially, right? If you see it further, or if you just need to bounce off of the weekly 9 at 396, right? And then you see that pump. So you've got to pump it up. Here we go, pump it up. Now, all jokes aside, guys, God bless each and every single one of you guys. I will be here every single day covering these lovable stocks. So make sure to slap the subscribe button, buy the merch because we just dropped merch. It is freaking beyond comfortable, I promise. And make sure to remember, God bless, the best is yet to come, guys. Woo!